Every greyhound trainer's ambition is to win the Greyhound Derby. Just once would be a dream come true. But this legend, Charlie Lister, O.B.E, has an incredible 7 Derby titles to his name. The first of them came back in 1997.
Some picture, I was in the house one night, the phone rang, and an old man from Cumbria, he rang me up and he said, "I've got a good dog here, Charlie." He said, "I bought him and we've had him flapping and he's broke track records, and would you train him for me?" So I said, "What do they call him?" And he said, "Some picture." And I said, "Did you buy him from Dunmore?" And he said, "Yeah, he won the Dunmore Puppy Cup." And it was funny because I tried to buy him, but I wanted a bit too much money for him. So anyway, I said, "Yeah, I'll have him. I know the dog, I'll have him. Send him here." So we got him here, and the first thing I put him in was a competition at Nottingham. And I said to him, "Bet him anti-post for it." And anyway, he come out in the first round, he won it 10 lengths. And the next day he rung me up and he said, "Oh, that dog, somebody's offered me 11,000 for him last night." And he said, I said to him, "Well, I won't sell it till I speak to you, but if I sell it, I want to keep the prize money as well in the final if he wins it." And I said to him, don't sell the dog. Leave it to me. I'll ring you back in half an hour." And so I rung Spiteri up. Steve Spiteri said dogs for me. And I said to him, "I've got a good dog here in the kennel. It's for sale, Steve." And he said, "How much is he?" I said, 11 grand. And he said, "Do you think he's all right?" And I said, "I think he's top class." So he said, "Well, buy him then." So I bought him. And he never looked back after that.
Away we go then for the Greyhound Derby final, and racing up towards the first bend, and 5 Eddie's pulling us away fast, but not as fast as Stowesville. Look where Some Picture is already as they go around the second bend, and Some Picture takes up the lead here. He's going clear from Stowesville in second. The rest are nowhere as they come down towards the second last bend. Is Some Picture going clear for victory? He's got 4 lengths clear from Stowesville in second. After these comes He Knows, putting it all in, but it's all too late and all in vain, because there's only one winner of this year's Greyhound Derby. It's Some Picture, owned by Steve Spiteri, trained by Charlie Lister.
When they talk about Derby winners going back on the television, he doesn't seem to get a mention. And at the end of the day, he went through the Derby unbeaten, and he beat a good field of dogs in the final. He went through the Scottish Derby unbeaten, and he went to Ireland. He won his first 2 rounds, and then he come down with sickness. And I wanted Steve to withdraw him. But in them days, there was a £100,000 bonus if he won all the 3. And he had a big bet on him. And he said to me, "Well, I really want to run him." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you, he'll not win Derby." Anyway, him did get to the final. But in the final, he weren't right and he was flat. I was stopping at Michael Dunphy's place and we had him on drips to the vet and everything, but he couldn't, you know. And I said to Michael Dunphy when I was leaving, would you have him as a stud dog? And because Steve wanted me to have him here, you see, but I didn't want to be messing with stud dogs. And he said, "Yeah, we'll have him." And he did breed some good dogs, and he died young. Yeah, he died very young.
What did that first English Derby win in 1997 mean to you, though, personally?
It meant a lot to me, really. You know, everybody wants to win Derby, don't they?
Yeah, and then you went on to do it again a few more times. Let's go to 2000 and 2001 Rapid Ranger, won back-to-back.
Yeah, that's right, he was, yeah. He was a good dog, him.
What did you think of those wins?
I thought he was a bit. I bought that dog for I thought he was a brilliant dog. I bought him off, it was an English chap had him, and he ran him at Sheffield. And I had a dog in the race with him that night in a puppy race, and he beat my dog 9 lengths. So I said to the lads, that dog must have gone lame or ours, because he was a good dog. And we checked him out and there was nothing wrong with him. And I said to Ray, "There's a good dog that been running at Sheffield last night." I said, "If anybody could buy him, you want to try and buy him?" And Ray said to me, Ray said, "Oh." So the next day he rung back, he said, "Oh, that dog hasn't been sold, it's still in the paper. In the paper that it had not been sold. Would you buy it? Try and buy it for me." So I rung him up, and he was asking a lot of money in them days. I mean, I think it was 25 grand he asked for it, and I said to him, "No, I wouldn't give that money for it, like." And he said, so I rung Ray and I told him, and Ray said to me, give him 23 grand for it, see if he'll take 23. So I rung him back, said, you bring that dog to Nottingham track on Monday night and let me have a good look at him, and if I like him, I'll try and buy him off you, but I'll not give you that sort of money for him, you see. So he brought him, and I got him out and I looked at him, a lovely dog. And I said to him, what's the rock bottom you're going to take? And he said, oh, I'll take 23 grand. I said, no. I said, I'll give you one price, and if you want to tell him it's up to you, I'll give you 17,000 for him. And he said, oh, I won't take that. I said, well, if you put him back in your van, the deal's off, like. If you want to sell him, you sell him now or not. Anyway, he undernard and says you can have him. And I rung way up and said, I bought that dog. And I said, I've given 17 grand for him. I mean, I could have 23 grand for him off a if I wanted, but I didn't, so that was it.
So you play hardball when you're doing your deals for greyhounds?
Well, you got to, don't you, really?
But when you bought him then for 17,000, did you think he could win 2 derbies back to back?
I didn't think he could maybe win 2 derbies, but I did think, well, I'd seen of him, he could have won a derby, you know what I mean?
What was it about him that made you think that?
Well, he was a lovely dog. He wasn't a great big dog, and everything about him was put together. You could put him in that car, he'd go to sleep, wouldn't he? Yeah. Lay with his legs up in the back of the car. And when you go into the track, he never got, when you went to get him out of the kennel for his race, he'd be laid down at the back of the thing. You'd have to shout to him to wake him up to get him out. But the moment you took him on that track, you were different. You were a different sort of dog, you know.
Go! And racing up towards the first bend. Rapid Ranger is out fast from Deerfield Sunset. Then comes FARLOE clubbing on the inside. His racket all red. Jet as they go around the first bend. There's trouble there in the bend between 5 Smoking Bullet and 6 FARLOE club down the far side. Rapid Ranger is leading the way here by a couple of lengths from Racket All Jet. And then comes 1 Deerfield Sunset. Is Rapid Ranger leading by 2 lengths from Racket All Jet, who's putting in a brave performance behind. There comes Deerfield Sunset as they come off the final bend. It's Rapid Ranger stamping his class. He is the winner of the William Hill Greyhound Derby. Success to trap 2, Rapid Ranger.
I said to me, what do you want to do with him? He said, I don't know what I want to do. I said, do you want to, night after he won Derby, do you want to send him and go to stud with him or something, you know? And he said, well, leave it a few months. Anyway, it went on for 6 months. He was stuck here. I used to give him an odd gallop. And then one day he rung up Ray and he said, how's dog? I said, well, he's bouncing. I said, really? And he said, do you fancy having another go at Derby with him, like? So I said, well, I'll give him a trial at Milton Keynes one night when I'm going down. I said, and if he goes all right, I'll go in it. But I said, if I don't think he's going to be all right, I'm not going to run him, like. He said, fair enough. So we took him for a trial to Milton Keynes. He brought a track record. So I rung Ray up and told him, I said, he brought a track record in a trial, so I think you better put him in. And that's when he won the second one.
Get ready, get steady, because we're rocking, and away we go, and up towards the first bend. Trap 2 Rapid, Trap 2 Canal Lines anyway, fast, but Rapid Ranger's going to lead into the first bend from Countrywide Towns. It's Rapid Ranger away so fast again. Countrywide Towns in second. After these comes 2 Cast Line Danny. After these comes Sonic Flight. They're heading down the far side, and it's Rapid Ranger trying to get success again. He's leading for Countrywide Towns in second. There comes Sonic Flight, but is it going to be Rapid Ranger's Derby again? What a performance, what a break. Trap 4, Rapid Ranger wins the William Hill Greyhound Derby, final for 2001.
An unbelievable feat, isn't it, for a greyhound to win 2 derbies?
Oh, it is. It's hard to win one, isn't it, really? You know.
So that night at Wimbledon, when you crossed the line in front for the second time, what were you feeling?
Well, you see, you can win trainers' championships and the one-off things and all like that, but it's not like winning Derby. Any trainer what says he'd sooner win a trainers' championship or something like that than the Derby, well, they're telling lies, because there's no way. It's a different feeling altogether when you win the Derby. When you walk around with that trophy, and you know, it was brilliant, really. Yeah.
Why is it so special?
Well, it was special to me because I'd never won a Derby before. And then when I I'd won 3, I thought to myself, you know, you think that's it, don't you, really?
So then I guess 2003, you kind of didn't get that moment really with FARLOE Verdict, which was a shame.
No, I didn't get that moment with her. No, she was a good bitch. You know, the only thing is, the dog what won it didn't get it because of whatever it was, and she got it. But she won the Scottish Derby. She beat two of Pat Butley's dogs in that. She broke the track record when she won that, and she won a lot more races besides. And she were a brilliant bitch, like, you know.
The hare is on the way. Hour after racing towards the first bend of FARLOE verdict, she pops out in front. She's leading into the first bend. Then from 3 off it chase Legal Moment. Oh, terrible trouble! World class for favourites, being badly hampered and knocked over as they head down the far side. It's FARLOE verdict by 4 lengths here from 3. In second place, Legal Moment 5. FARLOE Marathon on the inside of that, but it's FARLOE verdict out in front. It's going to be another derby for Charlie Lister, the man of the moment, as FARLOE verdict gallops clear. She wins.
How much of an achievement do you think it is to win a derby with a bitch?
I think it's a big achievement to win any derby with a bitch, because you can have a good bitch and you can have a good dog, but I'd pick the good dog every time outside of a good bitch. I'm not maybe saying for marathons, but maybe for the 4-bend racing, you know, and that's my opinion. But she was a bit of a freak, really, because she could beat good dogs, you understand? That was the thing about her. She was a big bitch, and she could beat good dogs.
So at this point, you've got 4 derbies under your belt. You then leave a 7-year gap when you head into the 2010 derby with Bandicoot TIPOKI.
Yeah, I didn't want to win too many on trot.
Did you think you'd get Bandicoot TIPOKI on that podium, though?
Bandicoot TIPOKI. I run him in he won the puppy derby at Monmore, and I think we run him the first year, and I said to Ray he weren't ready because he was too young, and that was that, and then we put him back in it the next year. But he was a good genuine dog, and he was a strong running dog, you know, and if you're in finals, you kind of think that you can win them, don't you?
Away we go, racing up towards the first bend, and away fast is Larry Mover, and it's going to lead into the first bend from Tumaline Jack racing in second. After these comes third, Adagio on the outside, then comes One Around Classic. After these comes 3, Bandicoot TIPOKI, and at the back is Krug 95. They come down towards the second last bend. Oh, there's bumping between Tumaline Jack and Larry Mover. They come round the final bend, and there's precious little between them. Larry Mover and also Tumaline Jack. Here comes One Around Classic at 3. Bandicoot TIPOKI! Oh, Bandicoot TIPOKI on the final stride has made it Charlie Lister's 5th ever derby winner.
Well, you're very much a man who wants to win. You only put dogs in because you think you can win. So after 7 years of not having your hands on the trophy, it must have been nice to finally get it back.
Well, it was nice, yeah. It's nice to get your hand on that trophy. It's a brilliant trophy, and as I say, the atmosphere of winning the derby, poor old Wimbledon's gone, but the atmosphere there were good.
Then 2011, so back-to-back derbies for you again, this time with Taylor's Sky, who was an incredibly young dog to win it. You've done it with back-to-back, you've done it with a bitch, now you were doing it with a pup. Yeah,
he came out and won. He was a pup, yeah, and he won the derby.
And there they go, racing out towards the first bend. Taylor Sky out fast, Barefoot Bullet, Kahina Cash up with the pace as well. It's Taylor Sky who goes round in front. Up in a second was Westmead Guru. 5 Barefoot Bullets after these come 4. Razzle Dazzle George. They race down towards the second last bend. It could well be a Charlie Lister derby yet again. Into the record books walks Charlie as Taylor Sky comes around the final bend. The Trap One Hoodoo goes out the sky to Taylor Sky.
We're running in the second year, and if you watch the videos, you'll see what happened. He was just in front going into the bend, and a dog hit his back legs and pulled him off his legs, and Wallace's dog won it then. But no, it was a good dog. He was. He won the what else did he win? He won the HENLOW derby, didn't he? He won quite a lot. A good dog, and he's throwing good dogs now in Ireland.
He's doing well at studs. Your last Derby winner? Remember that one?
SIDAZ Jack.
2013.
Yeah, he was a pup as well.
Did you think that he could get you not just to the final, but to win it when you entered the competition?
Well, what happened was I bought him for Simon. I bought him, and then I said to Simon, I bought a pup there in Ireland. I think he's a nice pup. And they said to me, we'll have him. I said, well, fair enough. And I said, well, we'll see how he goes. When, at that stage, I'd never seen him run, you see. So I never thought he was going to win Derby when I bought him and said to them, the dog's there. But I said to Simon, I think he'll be a good dog. Anyway, we took him to Nottingham one night, put him around there, and I couldn't believe it. He did 17.55. And at that time he did that, and dogs weren't doing them times there. And I rung Simon up and said, I think you got a Derby dog. And it turned out that way.
This is the greatest race on the planet, and there they go! One SIDAZ Jack out fast with Droopy Jet, Ballymac Vic on the outside, Three's hurdle into the bend. It's going to be Vic who comes out on top, but SIDAZ Jack is fighting back. Here comes Green Critic on the outside. SIDAZ Jack half length up. Ballymac Vic has one more go at the third bend. Screen Critic back in third. They come round the final bend. SIDAZ Jack still leading here. Unbelievable. The young dog, SIDAZ Jack for Charlie Lister. Magnificent 7. SIDAZ Jack wins a 7th Greyhound Derby for Charlie Lister.
Turned out to be the winner, and it meant a lot to you that night. You were holding 7 fingers in the air. It's kind of, do you feel like you need to remind people how good you are?
No, not really.
Everyone knows it, don't they?
I'd hope so.
You feel like a bit of the forgotten man, though, don't you?
I do in a way, yeah.
But you're not. What does it take to win a Derby, Charlie? Why have you been so successful?
I think it's been hard work, really. Consistent and hard work, and doing everything at the proper time, you know what I mean? You feed him at a time and get him out at a time, and you do, you know, when you've got a dog in a Derby, you kind of do what you think you've got to do to keep him fit for on that night, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And you don't do too much with him because you think you're taking him off at top, so you've just got to, you know, when you look at the dog, you got to think, well, I'm really fresh and I'm bouncing, so, and that's how you want him, really. You've got to have the tattle to do it with, otherwise you're very lucky if you don't. I mean, these dogs win Derby, which has never done anything, you know, but you've also got to have you want a good dog and luck as well, you know.
Does it mean as much to you as ever?
No, it means as much as ever to win the Derby. It does for any big race, you know, as far as that goes. I mean, I've achieved things with the dogs, maybe what a lot of people haven't done, so no, it's been really nice.